Hey, welcome. I'm Darren at Tectonic here. Welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. Thanks for coming. Hey, this is another safety tip. When we talk about bike touring, bike packing, camping, and safety tips and bike tips, all that stuff. This happened in Alaska, but I want to say something about it, and that's the fact that it's super bizarre. And if you're offended by anything in this, I'm sorry ahead of time. But the other thing is you'll understand, I think, more after the video and why you won't be offended by it. But if you're from Alaska and you lived up near Fairbanks, Alaska, or anywhere, you might know these people I'm going to talk about. And when I was young and I first went up to Alaska, I picked these people up hitchhiking. There's 3 of them actually, but I picked up 2 of them hitchhiking my first week in Alaska. And so here we go. And excuse me the way I present this, it's kind of bizarre. But you got to understand, I'm a kid at the time. I think I'm 18 or something, 19. And I'm rolling up to Fairbanks in my truck. And all right, you're not going to believe this, but I know somebody's going to make a comment. They've seen these people before if they lived there. And I didn't know they were there. So I'm cruising along. I'm in the middle of kind of nowhere, for Alaska. It's not, there's people within every few miles or, 20 miles. But it's kind of out there, and it's wintertime. And people hitchhike. It's pretty normal in Alaska. And what I saw, and I want to tell you, I saw something that I thought I was seeing things. I thought maybe somebody had slipped me some mushrooms or something. But I see a half of on the side of the road, I see a half a person sticking out of the ground. And this is wintertime. And I can see it, and it's snow, and it's white. So the silhouette, I could see it from a long distance. And I'm driving up, and I started to slow down, and the road's icy too. I'll never forget, and I had big old wide tires on this old crappy thing from Arizona. And I'm like, kind of sliding anyway. And I'm like, what the hell? And there's this half a person sticking up. And I'm still approaching it slow, and it's got a big hat, like this. Like a witch's hat, but not, as you get closer. It's just a big wide hat, brim hat with a, it's like Billy Jack. I don't know if you know, that's back in my kid days. Anyway, and I pull up, and I see this guy in a big duffel bag and a kiddie sled. Kiddie sled is what we use in Alaska. Kids sled, those plastic orange things to haul things around. We use them as climbers to haul gear, Anyway, there's that and a pile of shit and this guy. And I thought he was sitting down, people hitchhike and sit down. He's hitchhiking, big old arm, thumb out. And I think he's in there, like I did with my bike and gear all over the world, and I get up closer to him, and it's a man. And I'm in a big 4-wheel drive truck, and I'm looking down as I pull over, and I got the window rolled down, and I don't get out this way. I crawl over because I'm in a big truck. Look down, and the guy is paraplegic. And he's got all his stuff, and he's got a big burly, not a Carhartt, but a big burly jacket, a hunter's jacket, and he's got a rifle and a bag. And I know somebody's gonna know this guy, Jack or something. I don't remember his name. This is years ago. I'm almost 60. So there's the shit laying by the highway, and him, and he's got this. It's like a, I don't want to say it's leather, but it's something, and then a harness around his waist, and to protect him from the ground, and big old arms. And you go, hey buddy, how you doing? And I'm like, what the hell? I go, hey, how you doing, man? I'm used to seeing. I'm already at that age where I'm used to seeing wild stuff, and I'm not trying to be like, I'm. Anyway, it was just bizarre to see that kind of dynamic of the gear and a half a. But what's more bizarre is the guy was hunting. He was moose hunting. This snow, it's fall. He's moose hunting. And anyway, and I'm like, how do you? and you could see, but where he had crawled to the road or pulled his sled and then scooted, with his arms, and he had the whole setup. And I wish that I would have got a picture because he had a setup, and all he did. Now in hunting season, you can hunt from the road. You can't hunt from the road from your truck, but you could just go off the road and find a moose if you know the area. So he had crawled out there and sat there. He said he sat there. Oh no, he only sat there for the day. He got his moose. He quarters the moose, leaves it there. This is how he does it. Leaves the moose there, scooches himself back out to the highway with his rifle and his big Army surplus duffel bag, and hitchhikes back to Fairbanks. I'm actually just outside of Fairbanks. I had to remember I dropped him off, and then he gets a ride from somebody, whoever's in that house. I didn't go in. I just helped him get out, and somebody was coming out. Hey, all right, Jack, or Jim, or whatever, and they helped him in, and he told me, he didn't tell me a story about how he lost his legs or anything, but he just talked the whole way about Alaska and how long he'd been there, and he hunts all the time, and we go into it. I don't want to make it too much longer. True story. What a guy. What a tough guy. What a tough-ass guy. And, all right, I think that's enough for this one. I'm not going to tell you about all three. I'm going to keep it short. The next one is Midnight Mike, who hitchhiked. I lived on Stampede Road where, the kid in the bus died from Into the Wild. I lived on that road. People on here know that. And I lived in a little cabin there. And Midnight Mike lived out there, still lives out there, I think. And long-haired guy who never talked. Now, he knew how to talk, and he did talk at his job a little bit, but he would hitchhike to town and get groceries in a backpack. Winter, and he had a wife and kids. I don't know how, they were gone. They're gone by now, all grown up and stuff, but I saw him a couple years ago. Now, remember, I'm 18, 19 when I saw Midnight Mike the first time. And long black hair guy, real quiet, hitchhikes, doesn't look at you, doesn't say thank you, doesn't say hello or goodbye or anything. And that's okay. And so I picked him up a few times after that. And I was just kind of used to it. People know who